Hey there cultists, already a month has passed and it's time for another Lovecraft newsletter. If you're new to the series, basically it's all the news I can find regarding H.P. Lovecraft, the mythos, and anything that would generally interest a fan of, well, H.P. Lovecraft and the mythos for the month. And this month it's February. If you have any news in the future and you see something that would be fitting for this type of video, please send me an email or contact me via Instagram direct messaging, or just leave a comment on this video and I'll check it at the end of next month to see if there's any news to put in. Anyway, let's get on with February's newsletter. There is currently a fundraiser being run by the H.P. Lovecraft Historical Society, who hope to buy a collection of letters Lovecraft wrote to Frank Belknap Long. The collection of letters, about 52 in total, were written between 1920 and 1931 and are over 500 pages in length. The Society hopes to buy these letters and then donate them to the John Hay Library at Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island, which has a permanent collection of Lovecraft's letters for all to see and read. This is much better than the letters being kept by some private buyer and then never seen again, really. The Society is working with Lovecraft scholars S.T. Joshi and David E. Schultz and the Hippocampus Press publishing house to make the purchase. While the Society will be paying partly for the $20,000 price tag, they do need some help. It's not a donation though, don't think of it like that. For your contribution, the Society will send you various gifts depending on how much you contribute. I'd also urge you to go and visit the John Hay Library in Providence, Rhode Island if you ever get the chance. I was once there and it's really an amazing place, and it would be great if those letters could be on display there. Go Tanabe is at it again. The manga artist has finally adapted The Shadow over Innsmouth and has just apparently finished the final part of the adaptation in a Japanese magazine called Monthly Comic Beam. While this remains basically inaccessible to us for now, unless you live in Japan and speak Japanese, it means surely that given his previous successes in the West, with At the Mountains of Madness being the latest, we can expect The Shadow over Innsmouth to be out in English soon, and in other languages. So let's keep an eye out for that one. Herbert West is back with his syringe of green goo in a comic book series called The Eternal Lie. The story picks off immediately from where Lovecraft's story ended. It seems to have no connection to the 1980s horror film though. The creators of the comic, namely Cullen Bunn, describe the comic series thus: though he's presumed dead at the end of Lovecraft's original tale, nothing can keep the mad scientist Herbert West down. He's back, and with his reanimation serum stolen, he must travel to the infamous town of Innsmouth, home to the degenerate townsfolk and dark gods alike. The story is full of monsters, scares, and surprises for both long-time Lovecraft disciples and new readers. It's available to pre-order on Indiegogo. I'm not really a comic book guy, but if it gets good reviews and you're really interested in it, I'll try and get a copy to review. And to my friend from Philly, if you're watching this video, I hope you can get a copy. I'd love to see your opinion of it. This one isn't for everyone for sure, but if you happen to be a fan of Japanese metal and music, then there is a new album out this month called, bear with me, Vamjelsritter. Is that Swedish? From the Japanese metal band Necronom Idol. It's an odd band that, as the name suggests, focuses on Lovecraft's mythos. If you like J-metal with a lot of synth and clean female vocals, then maybe this one's for you. There is another Lovecraftian game coming out soon. Next month, on the 11th of March to be exact. It is titled as Lust from Beyond. The Steam store entry describes it as thus: a Victorian mansion, a cult worshipping an otherworldly erotic deity. Among all that, you. Explore a world inspired by the works of Lovecraft, Giger, and Beksinski. See for yourself that there are no limits to dark ecstasy. It also lists the game as adults only. Because YouTube is supposed to be family friendly, and given that I just got done with a Let's Play that didn't exactly leave a smile on my face, and I don't want to risk doing another Let's Play and having a disappointment, I probably won't be playing it for the Arkham Reporter channel. However, I have two other YouTube channels not many people know of, mainly because I don't use them that much yet. So if you enjoy my Let's Play style, as some of you have told me, and the game sounds interesting, now is the time to sign up to the Innsmouth Gazette. This is one of my channels, and on this channel I will do a Let's Play of this game, so be sure to subscribe to this channel. There's no content there yet, but I am working on it. More about my other channels in a video to come soon. And this weekend, as in right now as you're watching this video, the developers have released their previous game, Lust for Darkness, free to play on Steam, this weekend only. Speaking of free games to play, If you have an account at Epic Games, then you can also play Sunless Sea for free as well. It's a great game with a lot of spirit and lore and very fitting for a Lovecraft fan. So if you're at home and bored tonight, there's some free games to play out there. Or of course, go read a weird tale. Just another reminder that Sandy Peterson, creator of the Call of Cthulhu RPG as well as the Titanic Cthulhu Wars tabletop game, is releasing next month a new book called The Anatomical Guide to Lovecraftian Horrors. I will be reviewing it at the end of next month when it goes on sale, so be on the lookout for that. And thanks for linking my video to your homepage, Sandy. Much appreciated. I thought I'd use this chance to promote a few YouTube channels out there that I think would be of interest to some of you guys. Firstly is Dunsanian Dreams. If I'm about Lovecraft, then this YouTuber is about Dunsany, Clark Ashton Smith, and the other more dream and fantasy inspired authors. His content is mainly focused on audio readings of poems and tales, but done in a very pleasing and fitting voice and with musical effects. He also has an Instagram channel where you can follow him. If you like his content, consider subscribing and hopefully this will motivate him to produce more. All the best in the future, bro. Next up is El Abuelo Kraken. It is a channel for the Spanish-speaking viewers out there who would like to listen to some audiobooks in Spanish. The channel, of course, features some of Lovecraft's tales. I just thought I'd point it out to you. Next up is a booktuber. I don't watch much booktube stuff, but there's one exception. The channel is called The Worst Thing About New Books. He uploads quite often and looks at weird fiction in general. Lovecraft is featured, of course, but also the other writers commonly associated to Lovecraft. I know you often ask me for other writers and modern writers, so go check out this guy's channel. He has good content. Then we have Cinema Nippon. It's a channel I recently discovered. As the name implies, it's all about Japanese cinema, and a fair bit of the content is about J-horror films and analyzing them. The channel doesn't just review films, but does a proper job looking at aspects of the films. Finally, there is Blue Wyrm. A weird name, but a great YouTuber. He does a lot of short films, often with stop-motion animation, and of course many of them are heavily focused on Lovecraft. I could list a lot more channels, but let's save some for the next video. And of course, if you know of a channel, or if it's your own channel even, and it's something relating to Lovecraftian stuff, then let me know in an email or comment below. Anyway, that's all the news I have for the February edition of the Lovecraft newsletter. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video. I hope you're all having a great weekend. Cheers.